morning, everyone. So we can begin our day 2 of the kind of 25th commemoration, 25th year of Abhayagiri commemoration, honoring our elders, just recollecting that we do live independence on each other. We have a connection to others who have mentored, taught, set examples for us, been supports and companions on the path, and it's a wonderful thing. Being able to. So I think that's one of the things. The human condition in general is can easily spiral down to a feeling of being alone, being isolated, and it takes a certain effort to recognize that it's actually not the case. We do live in connection with people, and we can both recollect and appreciate those connections, particularly when it's something to do with the Dhamma, with a noble aspiration. We do rely on others, as just bringing that to mind. Because sometimes it's like, especially we're begin a sitting meditation, and it can feel that we are sitting alone, and it's actually really helpful to sit alone. You don't want to be bumping up against other people while you're trying to sit meditation, trying to be peaceful. But it's sort of realizing how these things fit together, how they work together. We are affected by the things around us. We are beings with sense doors, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and we're affected by things. Yesterday we were affected by things. It was cold and windy, and the wind was whipping around. It was really, it was cold. And you're affected by it. We're sensitive creatures. Today, sun's out, it's still, yesterday was a cold, miserable. Today it's bright and sunny. Mood changes. But then we tend to take it all very personally, and that's the problem. So that taking. It's a bit easier to see when we're taking the weather personally. That's about as dumb as it gets. But we tend to take everything personally, and of course that's the whole point of, say, of meditation, of Dhamma practice, is this recognition of this is in accordance with nature. As we sit here, sitting meditation, bringing attention to our posture, trying to sit upright, trying to bring a kind of alertness to our posture. It affects us. If we say try too hard and try to be ramrod straight, it gets really tense and tight. It's not comfortable. It's not sustainable. If we're sitting with a posture that's just kind of slumped and dull, it affects us. And so you're trying to get a balance, recognizing that it's the environment around us. We're sensitive to it. Our physical posture, it affects us. How we establish our awareness and attention, it affects us. So that just establishing certainly an alertness and attention to the breath and to the sense of our physical posture in a balanced way, so that we're able to be present with that awareness, present with that knowing. That is certainly from the Thai tradition, forest tradition. There's a lot of emphasis on returning to the knowing, returning to this quality of Buddho, being the one who is awake, aware, bright. And we can internalize that, we can be present with that. So that as we're sitting here, just allowing the breath to come in and being with the knowing. Allowing the breath to go out, to exhale, and being with the knowing. We don't have to control the breath. We don't have to even try to control our mind all that much. I mean, that creates tension as well. But just actually recognizing that there is this fundamental awareness, this knowing that we can return to. So as the breath comes in, and just being with that knowing. As the breath goes out, being with the knowing, letting the knowing, the awareness, that alertness start to stand on its own, or stand, kind of stand up, rise up. And it's not that we have to make it or force it or produce it or create it. It is there. I mean, we can cover it over, we can distract ourselves, we can doubt and wonder, confuse ourselves. We can do that. But just let that all drop away and return to the knowing. And there's a fundamental ease and spaciousness and peace that is inherent within that knowing. So as just breathing in being with the knowing, breathing out, being with the knowing. And of course, the mind is going to wander. And to be able to recognize that, to remember. The scriptural word for mindfulness is sati, and one of the fundamental root of sati as a word is memory, remembering, recollecting. So just remembering to be present, reminding ourselves to be with the knowing. And you can remind yourself, you don't have to nag yourself, just reminding and recognizing, that is the most easeful thing to be doing in this present moment. So we can take this next half hour and just sit quietly and begin our day with that recollecting of awareness and being present with this fundamental quality of knowing.